If you are ready to retire within the next 10 years, this video is for you. There is one strategy I try to get all pre-retirees to implement. This strategy can limit the amount of lifetime taxes that you pay, in turn greatly increasing the longevity of your assets. Not to mention, it can potentially lower your Medicare costs by thousands and has great estate planning benefits. The strategy is known as Roth conversions. Now, you've probably heard of these before, but in case you haven't, a Roth conversion is when you convert or transfer pre-tax IRA money to a Roth IRA, which means that you are paying taxes in the year of the conversion in exchange for tax-free growth in the future and for the rest of your life. Now, here's the kicker. This strategy requires a well thought out plan. Doing conversions just to do them can actually have a negative impact on your taxes and overall wealth. So, in today's video, I'm going to talk about who they make sense for and when they make the most sense to implement. After that, I'm going to talk about what you can do as a pre-retiree to prepare for this strategy. And finally, I'm going to walk you through a real-life conversion strategy and look at the projected outcomes. Before I get started, I want to mention that I am a certified financial planner and retirement planning expert. I have a decade of experience doing these things, along with some of the most cutting-edge tax planning software. So do me a favor, don't do these without talking to an expert. If you would like to see how I can help you, find the link in my bio and I'd be happy to talk to you. Okay, let's get started. When do Roth conversions make the most sense? The ideal Roth conversion is done when you are in a lower effective tax rate than you expect to be in the future. For many of my pre-retiree clients, that is in the early years of retirement before Social Security and RMDs. This is what I refer to as the retirement income gap, and it covers the years that you retire until RMD age, which is either 73 or 75 years old, depending on what year you were born. Now, a bunch of things have to be true for Roth conversions to make sense, which brings me to who they make sense for. The person has to have a substantial amount of pre-tax money. Now, having a few $100,000 in pre-tax money does not mean you shouldn't do them, but for my clients, one of the main reasons we do them is to reduce the impact of the required minimum distributions in the future. Because at age 73 or 75, you must take a calculated number out of your pre-tax accounts and pay the income tax on every dollar. For those with 7 figures in pre-tax accounts, you can be looking at low 6-figure RMDs. These massive RMDs will jump you up in tax brackets and can increase the amount that you pay for Medicare because of IRMA, or Income-Related Medicare Adjustment Amount. They must have enough after-tax money to pay the taxes on the conversions and live on. So part of the strategy is to keep your effective tax rate low as possible during the conversion years. You also want to pay the taxes outside the conversion, meaning your tax bill will be higher come tax time. Bonus, if you have children, they make even more sense because of the estate planning benefits. Because of the Secure Act passed in 2020, any pre-tax money you leave to your heirs will have to be taken out over a 10-year period, and every dollar will be taxed at their income rate. A Roth IRA has to be taken out, but there is no tax because you already paid it. So, what can you do now to be able to prepare yourself for this strategy? Well, you need to evaluate your asset location. If most of your money is tied up in 401ks and you have limited after-tax money, you need to work on that. Start saving and building up your after-tax accounts so you have money to live on and pay the taxes. You can also start looking at Social Security and figure out if you're able to delay it a few years in favor to do higher conversions during those lower income years. So let's take a look at a real-life case study. I'm going to be using my tax planning software and a sample client. This client is married, and both the husband and wife are 65 years old and just retired. They have roughly $2 million in pre-tax IRAs or 401ks and about $750,000 in after-tax brokerage accounts. They spend about $150,000 a year and plan on taking Social Security at age 70. What I built in was an annual Roth conversion strategy of about $50,000 to $75,000 per year for the next 7 years. This totals about $400,000 in total conversions. So here's a quick snapshot of the projected lifetime taxes between the base case and the conversion strategy. So the Roth conversions project to save over $500,000 in lifetime taxes. This is because the couple aggressively converted in early years at a much lower effective tax rate, making a huge difference 30 years later. The second snapshot here shows the growing difference between the portfolio values. You'll see an immediate benefit with the lifetime value being around $500,000. So by doing this strategy, this couple has an additional $500,000 to pass on to their children, with a huge chunk of it being tax-free. Just to reiterate, do not attempt to do these without an advisor or a tax planner. This is an aggressive strategy that involves a ton of assumptions. Many times you won't even know if it's the right move until years down the road. If you would like to discuss how I can help you incorporate something like this into your plan, find the link in my bio and schedule a call.